Please turn to page 56. So far we learned how to find the roots. Roots means answers, right? For the equation. And then we learned that we could also use the quadratic formula, right? This one, quadratic formula, to find the roots in general form, okay? But sometimes we are not interested in finding the what they are, finding what the answers are, okay? We are just interested in how many answers you could get. So that's called the nature of roots. Nature because it's like finding how the number of roots behave. So if you remember from the beginning, okay, this one is on page 49. We connect the function and the equations together, right? On the left side, we have function, a graph. So you get 2 x-intercept for the first one, right? 2 x-intercept, so you get 2 roots. If you have 1 x-intercept, you get 1 root. If there is no x-intercept, then you get no roots. So the number of roots that you could get is called the nature of roots, okay? It's the behavior of how many roots you could have for each equation, right? So nature of roots, in short, is the same as finding number of roots. So go to page 56 again, you can write this down. Number of roots. So we've come a long way, right? So to find out the number of roots, you actually don't need the whole formula. You just need to figure out what's underneath the square roots. The part that's underneath the square root, which is this, right? Without the square root sign, okay? Only the thing inside. This thing is called the discriminant. Okay, how do you spell it? It's on the side, on the left side, discriminant. So it's the b squared minus 4ac. Depending on the value inside, you will get different number of answers. Okay, so let's try it out. We have 3 scenarios here. The first scenario is when the discriminant, we use the triangle, okay, to represent. If the triangle is bigger than 0, okay, which means it's positive. Okay, we'll see what happens, right? So here we'll find the discriminant first. Okay, the triangle. Triangle is the thing underneath the square root. So b squared minus 4ac. Okay, and make sure you have general form to start with. So what should we fill inside the bracket now? Okay, Evan, can you help us fill in the brackets? Tell me what to write.
Okay, so first one will be 3.
Yeah.
Then 2.
Yeah.
And then negative 10.
Okay, very good. And then all we need to do is calculate the value for that. Can I have Harry? Can you calculate the answer for this one? Harry, are you calculating it? Yeah.
89.
89, thank you. Okay, so this one give you 89, which is positive, right? This is greater than 0, so that's why it belongs to the first one. So if that happens, that means your answer, you could have plus minus square root of 89, right? Over 2a, right? If you plug the 89 into the square root, right? You could have 2 answers, just like previously, like this one. The last word problem we did, right? The thing underneath the square root is a positive number. So at the end, you get 2 answers, right? One is 4.7, one is negative 3.4, right? So just by knowing that the square root has a positive number inside, then you would know there are two distinct means different, real numbers, real roots. Okay, or you can simply just say two real roots. And then the graph will simply just mean that it has two x-intercepts. Okay, so you can see that I don't even need to, I don't even know what they are, but I can figure out how many roots you have. Okay, so your answer will be answering how many roots. Okay, when they say please tell me what is the nature of roots, then you find the discriminant. If it's positive, then you say there are two real roots. Okay, next thing, let's try this one. Okay, the second case is when the discriminant is 0. So let's try it out. All right, so b squared minus 4ac. Can I have Jiawen, can you tell me what to put inside the brackets?
I'm not sure.
Huh? Do you know what to put inside the brackets? Jiawen, are you there? Jiawen?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, you're not sure. Okay. Do you know what's the formula for the triangle?
Which one?
For the triangle, do you know what's the discriminant? Discriminant is the part inside the square root. In the formula, do you know what's the formula inside the square root?
B squared minus 4ac.
Yes. Okay, very good. So what's the b here in this question?
Negative 12.
Yeah. So you put negative 12. Okay, and then minus what?
Minus 4ac.
Yeah. So what goes in?
And then 4 bracket 9
Yeah.
and bracket 4.
Yes. Okay. So that's how you fill in the discriminant. So the answer that you get from here is called a discriminant. Okay. So Marcus, can you calculate the answer for this one?
It would be, I'm calculating right now.
Yep.
44 on that side. It's 144 on each side. Well, negative 144.
So like this, right?
Yeah,
So what do you get?
it's just 0.
Yeah, 0, right? And this is the second case, right? You can see from the left side, we're supposed to get 0. If we didn't get 0, right, something went wrong. Okay, so if you get 0 for the discriminant, that means inside here, right, the formula you will have negative b plus minus root of 0, right? Because discriminant is 0 over 2a. The square root of 0 is still 0, right? So basically you are doing plus minus 0, so it doesn't affect anything. So this one, it won't change the answer. You just have one single answer, okay? So when the discriminant becomes 0, you get one real root, means one answer only, okay? Sometimes you can see they worded differently. You can also say 2 equal roots. It's the same as having two roots, but they are the same. Okay, one real root, or you can answer two real roots. Okay, either answer is correct. So in the graph, it means you have a parabola, right? A function, it just touches once. Okay, so of course we don't know where it is. We just know that it only touched once. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, last one is when the discriminant is negative. So once again, let's plug it in. All right, Elaine, can you tell us what goes inside the brackets?
So there would be the -7 squared minus 4 times 3 times 5.
Yes, okay, 4AC. And what's the final answer for this discriminant? Brandon, can you find this one? We should expect to get negative, right? Do you have it, Brandon?
I think so.
Yeah, what do you have?
-109.
-109. I think too big. Okay. What's this part equal? -7 squared.
Oh, wait. 49. Sorry.
Yeah, positive 49. And go on and subtract.
Subtract 60.
Which is
-11.
yeah, -11. Okay, so this time inside the square root you have a negative value, right? And we know we cannot square root a -11, right? Negative numbers. So this one is undefined. Okay, or you can say this one has imaginary answer. Okay, so there are two ways to say this as well. Okay, so this one is for the negative, less than 0. So you can say there is no real roots. Okay, no real root. Or you can say two imaginary roots. Okay, two because one is the plus, the other one is the minus. Okay, the plus minus root, -11. Okay, so just make sure you know two different names. All right, if you got everything down, you can raise your hand. Okay, if you don't have question about this part, please raise your hand. And then we'll practice some questions. All right. And also for the graph, right? The graph just simply means the parabola is not touching it, okay? It's not touching the x-axis, so there's no x-intercept. Okay, Chris, have you got everything down?
Yes.
All right. So let's look at a question that you will see in the homework, okay? Similar to these ones. So the question will just say, determine the nature of roots. Okay, So to find the nature of roots, you must make sure you are in general form. You have the ABC, and then you just figure out the triangle, the discriminant, right? So I'll go over the first one. So this one apparently is not in general form. Okay, we need to expand. We get 4x squared minus 12x plus 5x minus 15. Let's move the minus 5 over. So plus 5 equals 0. Okay, so Harry, what is the general form then?
Uh, 4x squared minus 7x minus 10
Yep.
equals to
0. Yeah, equal to 0. All right, so now we need to find discriminant, just like before. B squared, right, minus 4AC. This is a 49. This part, because there's a negative 10, right? That will make it a plus. Plus what? That's 160. So this one clearly is positive, right? So this is like 209. So what would you answer then? Chris, what would you say for your answer?
Distinct real root.
Say that again.
Distinct roots.
2 distinct real roots. Okay, because it's positive, so you'll answer 2 distinct real roots. So same thing for the next one, okay? So I'll let you do the next one by yourself. This one, you need to get rid of the denominator first, okay? So to get rid of denominator, what do we need to multiply first then? Evan?
Is it, you have to multiply 3 and the 2, right?
Yeah, 3 and 2, okay? So you multiply by 6, or you can write 3 and 2. All right, so I'll let you try it and turn this into general form first. You have to get the correct general form in order to reach the correct discriminant, right? Make sense? Okay, if you already got the first line, okay, you can check with my work. When you times it in, no. Right, there are 3 parts it needs to go in. When you times the first one, the 3 cancels out. When you times the second one, the 2 canceled out. When you times the right side, nothing canceled out. Okay. And then expand everything here. So you get 6x minus 2 minus 6x 3 equals 6x squared. So Jenny, do you have the general form yet?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what is it?
Negative 6x squared minus 5 equals 0.
All right, minus 5 equal to 0. So this one, it doesn't have the value for b, right? It doesn't have the x term. So that means your b is 0, okay? So discriminant what should go inside the brackets this time? Any? Any, you there? Any?
Yeah.
Okay. So what goes inside the brackets?
Oh, oh, I think I did it wrong because I used cross multiplication.
We are not solving, right? So did you get a general form?
I think I did it wrong. I'll redo it.
It's okay. Look at this one right now, okay? Look at the general form that we have. And then you can tell me what goes inside the brackets, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
1 squared.
What's the B? First one is for B, right?
Yeah.
Where's the B?
Oh, 0.
Yeah, there's no B here. And then?
And then -6
Yeah.
and -5.
Yes. Okay, very good. Right. So yeah, just double check which step you went wrong when you simplify this. So here we have 0 squared is 0. And then -6 times -5, that's 30. So minus 120. So this one give you -120. Then what will be the answer then, Evan?
No real root.
Yeah, you can say no real root. What's the other way?
Two imaginary root.
Yep, or two imaginary roots. When you do the homework, you can just write one of them, okay? Two imaginary roots. Okay, last one. Okay, last one. Don't be scared by the square roots, okay? They are just numbers. But the tricky part is they are in the wrong order, right? You can see that you have the x squared, right? And then the x is at the back, and then the number is there. So you got to rearrange them first. So root 5x squared plus 7x plus 2 root 5 equals 0. Now it's in general form, okay? So discriminant equals, same thing. Okay, Marcus, can you tell us what goes inside the bracket this time?
In the first one, it's 7x.
Just 7. Only the number.
And then the next one, it's 5.
Square root 5.
Or 5.
Yeah.
And the last one, it's would it be 2 square root 5?
Yeah, 2 square root 5. Okay, so that's the A, B, C. All right, so let's calculate the answer here. 7 squared is 49 minus, okay, I need someone to find this answer there. What do you get there? Anybody? Anyone can answer this part. What's this part equal?
$40.
40, thank you, Brandon. Okay, so if we subtract, we get 9, right? 49 minus 40. So Colin, what's the conclusion now?
There are two distinct roots.
Yeah, very good. Two distinct real roots. Okay, so that's it. Okay, you just need to memorize these 3 rules for nature of roots. Okay, and then make sure when you do the homework, the 2 word problem that we covered. Okay, one is dropping the ball. The other one is the speed, right, of the plane and the swimming. Make sure you have the notes beside you when you are doing the homework. If you have any question, you can stay after class, and then I'll see you next week. Okay, goodbye, everyone.
You.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Bye.
Bye.